Every day, Sir Topham Hatt came to the station to catch his train. "Hello," he always said to Thomas. "Don't let the silly freight cars tease you. Remember, you have an important job as a special helper in the train yard." There were lots of freight cars, and Thomas worked very hard pushing and pulling them into place. There was also a small coach and two strange things his driver called cranes. "That's the breakdown train," he told Thomas. "The cranes are for lifting heavy things like engines and coaches and freight cars." One day, Thomas was in the yard. Suddenly, he heard an engine whistling. "Help! Help!" A freight train came rushing through much too fast. The engine was James, and he was frightened. His brake blocks were on fire. "They're pushing me! They're pushing me!" he panted. On, laughed the freight cars, still whistling, "Help! Help!" Poor James disappeared. "I'd like to teach those freight cars a lesson," said Thomas the tank engine. Soon came the alarm. "James is off the line! The breakdown train! Quickly!" Thomas was coupled on, and off they went. Thomas worked his hardest. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," he puffed. He wasn't pretending to be like Gordon. He really meant it. "Bother those freight cars and their tricks. I hope poor James isn't hurt." James's driver and firemen were feeling him all over to see if he was hurt. "Never mind, James," they said. "It was those silly freight cars and your old wooden brakes that caused the accident." Thomas pushed the breakdown train alongside. Then he pulled away the unhurt freight cars. "Oh dear, they groaned. "Serves you right, puffed Thomas. He was hard at work, puffing backwards and forwards all afternoon. "This'll teach you a lesson, he told the freight cars. And they answered, "Yes, it will, yes, it will." Edward was getting old. His bearings were worn, and he clanked as he puffed along. He was taking empty cattle cars to a market town. The sun shone, birds sang. But Edward was heading for trouble. Come on, he puffed. Oh, screamed the cars. Edward puffed and clanked. The cars rattled and screamed. Some cows were grazing nearby. They were not used to trains. The noise and smoke disturbed them. As Edward clanked by, they broke through the fence and ran across the line. A coupling was broken and some cars were left behind. Edward felt a jerk, but didn't take much notice. He was used to cattle cars. Bother those cars, he thought. Why can't they come quietly? He was at the next station before either he or his driver realized what had happened. When Gordon and Henry heard about the accident, they laughed and boasted. "Fancy allowing cows to break your train. They wouldn't dare do that to us. We'd show them." Old Toby was cross. "You couldn't help it, Edward. They've never met cows. I have, and I know the trouble they are." Every summer, the island of Sodor is very busy. Holidaymakers love to sightsee, and when the weather is fine, there is no better place to visit. Some people like to go to the mountains. Others like the valleys. Children love the seaside. One morning, Thomas was puffing along the line that runs by the coast. His two coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, were packed with children going to the beach. Everyone was happy. Percy was taking some freight cars to the harbor. "Hello, Thomas. You look cheerful. I wish I could take children today instead of freight cars." "They're the Vicar's Sunday School," explained Thomas. "I'm busy this evening, but the station master says I can ask you to take the children home." "Of course I will," promised Percy. Later, Percy saw Harold. "Sorry, Percy. Can't talk. I'm on high alert." "Why?" "Bad weather's due. My help's always needed." "Mind how you go, Percy." "Huh!" huffed Percy. "As long as I've got rails to run on, I can go anywhere in any weather anyhow. Goodbye." "Be careful," warned Edward. "There's a storm coming." A promise is a promise, thought Percy, no matter what the weather.
Now, Scruff didn't mind looking scruffy, but some of the other engines couldn't understand how he could bear it.
Dear, oh dear, such a messy engine.
Oh, I'd hate to be that dirty.
If I looked that scruffy, I'd stay in my shed.
It doesn't bother me. I'm happy just the way I am. Right, let's get you cars back to the waste dump and get scrunching.
At Knapford Station, Scruff saw Sir Topham Hatt and stopped to say good morning.
Good morning, sir. Oh, my.
Scruff, your paint is peeling, and you're starting to rust.
Maybe I could just have the rust scraped off, sir.
Oh, no, 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 that won't do at all. There's only one way to get rid of rust. You'll need to be repainted.
Repainted?
Scruff was horrified. He didn't even like being washed. And he was sure he wouldn't like being repainted.
You must deliver those cars and get yourself along to the steamworks immediately. Being repainted is the only answer.
Repainted? Oh.
Once Scruff had delivered his cars, he went to the steamworks to be repainted.
Oh.
Welcome, welcome, my friend. Sir Topham Hatt tells me you need repainting.
Well, actually...
Splendid! We shall have you shiny and sparkling in no time.
Hello, Scruff. This way. Let's get you sanded down and patched up.
Scruff was scrubbed and scraped, sanded down, patched up, painted and polished. And he did not enjoy it one little bit. When all the work was finished, he just wanted to get back to the waste dump and get back to work.
I knew that wouldn't be any fun.
Scruff, my friend. So stylish, so elegant.
I don't know what you mean, Victor.
He's right. You look great.
Look at me. I'm shiny and sparkling.
What do you think, Scruff?
I look wonderful.
Well, if you're happy, then we're happy.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Kevin. I feel like a new engine.
Scruff was so happy. His paintwork was gleaming, and he felt on top of the world. All the other engines were very impressed.
Very nice, Scruff.
A huge improvement.
You're almost as bright and shiny as me now.
Thomas took the Lion of Sodor to the washdown. Soon, the sticky mess was washed off.
That looks much better, Thomas.
But now the statue isn't shiny.
Take it to the steamworks, Thomas. They'll polish it until it sparkles and shines.
This time, Thomas listened.
Thank you, Edward. That's a very good idea. Victor will know just what to do.
And Thomas puffed quickly away. Thomas took the Lion of Sodor to the steamworks. Workmen polished the statue until it shined and sparkled, just as Edward had said.
The Lion of Sodor looks much better now, Thomas.
But it's nearly tea time. The mayor will soon be at Knapford, and it's a long way.
Take the track by the windmill. That'll get you there in time.
This time, Thomas listened.
Thank you, Toby. That's a good idea.
Thomas took the shortcut past the windmill. He huffed and puffed as fast as his pistons could pump towards Knapford. Children cheered and passengers waved as Thomas chuffed by. Everyone wanted to see the Lion of Sodor, and everyone wanted Thomas to stop.
I can't stop now. I mustn't be late. The mayor will be at Knapford, and he won't wait.
And Thomas whooshed on his way. Thomas puffed proudly into Knapford Station. The mayor had just arrived. He was delighted to see the new Lion of Sodor. The statue shined and sparkled in the sun.
Well done, Thomas. This is the finest statue I've ever seen.
And the cleanest!
Everyone cheered. And Thomas smiled from footplate to fender.